All right, Shalom. Giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham, Rawachah Kodash. I want to give double honors to our apostles and elders up in Great Millstone who ruled well and taught us this truth. And a sincere peace and salutations to the Akim pushing this word and truth in all sincerity. It's the brother Ganah from DC Church coming back at you with a quick video. This going to be quick, just a response or my 2 cents, whatever the case may be. I see a lot of elders is doing videos on, this, Lord, so I entitled this, I believe I wanted to entitle it, We Believe in the Name of the Lord. We believe in the name of the Lord, and the name of the Lord is Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah. And, that goes into Amos, he revealed his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. And this just another reminder that this thing ain't for everybody. It's only for a select few. The election, the ones that was elected, the ones that was with the Lord in the beginning. And we're at the stages where we're finding out who's who, and it's becoming clear for those that can see. Because again, those that were elected, those that were selected, those are the only eyes that's truly open. Isaiah 6:9 tells you that you're supposed to shut the people's eyes. They supposed to see and not perceive, hear, but not hear. Brothers know the scriptures, Isaiah 6:9. I'm driving, so I'm not going to be reading. But, also Matthew 13 reiterates it, This ain't the thing for everybody, and majority of the world can't see what the elect have seen. St. John 15:15, the things that was made known unto the Lord from his Father, Yahweh. He had made it known unto us. So this is a thing of faith, man. You could go into the words, into the Hebrew, and prove the point of the Lord. Matter of fact, Bishop Nate, we always going to reference that video from years ago, even way before I was in the truth. But, I saw the video and it was very edifying, of how he was proving the name of the Lord. But ultimately, it comes down to faith, man. It comes down to faith. Proverbs 18:10, the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and are safe. The only ones that's righteous is the only ones that's going to be saved, because the Lord ain't going to destroy not one righteous man. Like when Abraham was pleading for Lot, he said he won't destroy the city if there be even one righteous man in it. So the Lord ain't going to destroy the righteous. So the righteous is going to be saved when they run into the name of the Lord, that strong tower. Because destruction is coming, man. So it's no coincidence that we're still talking about the names of the Lord. In the midst of all this prophecy that's popping off the page, you got dudes swaying people's minds away from what the name of the Lord is. That's why the scriptures say, if the blind lead the blind, then they both shall fall into the ditch. They don't have the eyes to see. They don't have the light to see. And what's the light? That's Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Shah is not dwelling in them because they didn't want to sacrifice their lives for him. And ultimately they didn't, because they wasn't chosen to do so. This ain't a thing of free will. This ain't a thing of choice. The Lord is in control. The Most High is in control. And we're just right now playing out what the scriptures say. That's why you can't be tossed to and fro with every wind of doctrine. You're supposed to be steadfast in what you believe in. That's why you have to be persuaded in your own mind. You can't do this because your homeboy is doing this, or your brother is doing this, or your uncle, your father, whatever the case may be. At some point in time, you got to get your wings and fly on your own. Or else you're going to hear all these doctrines, hear all these different opinions, and you're going to be swayed by it. But those that are steadfast, is like the scriptures say, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee. Or so what if some don't believe? Does that belief, brothers know the scriptures, Romans 3, Salakia. I don't want to butcher it. But bottom line, these people can't, these dudes can't see, man. They have changed their doctrine countless of times. They're literally examples of Corey, Dathan, and Amaram. When they was murmuring about Moses. Clearly, the Lord is dealing with the men of Great Millstone. It's not a proud statement. It's just the proof is in the pudding. The doctrines that they come up with, even way before we were all heard of, now it's the main doctrine, throughout Israel. Cornelius. Here it is, you had the Great Awakening, all of these brothers waking up and learning whom they are. Hebrew Israelites, learning more about the scriptures, the truth about the scriptures, and it's all been done in the name of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah, and now that's not the name. We get to the end and we don't know the name. We get to the end and the name is not important. It's bullshit. But only the true elect, the true men that believe in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah is going to stand firm and not be swayed by all the bullshit. And that's just my 2 cents on it, man. There's more that I can say. I just don't want to ramble on, for no reason. Because like I said before, this is a thing of faith, man. If you don't believe, oh well, man. At this point, oh well. Take the chip when it comes, man. Get first in line, man. Make your appointment now. Get ready to hop on those buses and get led to a camp. Run to Egypt, man. Run to Esau. Run to your daddy when all hell breaks loose. Because that's what you're going to have to stand on. Because if you don't believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, for he believeth not, therefore shall he not be defended. You're going to get destroyed, man. And we know majority of our people are going to get destroyed. Thus saith the scriptures, man. That's why we working out our own salvation with fear and with trembling, man. Because we know the truth, man. We know what can happen through the Spirit. And we don't want no parts. So we're gonna obey the scriptures, and like we said, we believe in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah in that name, and we got it down on that, man. But that's it, man. With that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Baruch. Double honors to our apostles and Salaki, our apostles and elders of a Great Millstone who ruled well, taught us this truth, and continue to teach us this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect, man. Stay strong out there.